What's good, everybody? It's Jonah. Come back at you on a video. This video is going to be all about the idea of resourcefulness, of being resourceful. And so I've titled this video, Learn to Use What You Already Have. Now, I just want to apologize in advance if you hear any background noise. Like, at least with the power of video editing, I usually um, put on a setting to help reduce like the background noise, which is probably why I usually don't really hear much background noise. But some construction is happening outside, so just want to apologize in advance for that, right? So this video is all about resourcefulness. And once again, the title of this video is to learn to use what you already have. Now, the reason I say this is because for a lot of people, they're fearful or they're worried or anxious about ever getting started, about doing anything, because in many cases, they might feel as though they don't have all the answers. And in those same cases, right, they might feel that having the answers, that they want to feel ready, that they want to feel prepared, ready to take on anything. But what you understand is that's not always going to be the case in life, right? Most things you do in life, you are going to show up and essentially try your best unprepared. And it's the learning experiences that make you better. It's the experience itself that allows you to learn and grow, improve, and then make yourself prepared, right? Because in a lot of things in life, we want to have all the answers, right? We want to walk in knowing exactly what needs to be done and knowing exactly what to do. But also what you need to remember is a lot of the fun is in learning. A lot of the fun is in trying new things and experimenting, right? If we came into this life and everything was already answered, right? Like we never had any questions, this life journey wouldn't be as fun or enjoyable. Because if we walked into, we were born into this planet as a baby knowing everything, right? Then, you wouldn't have that like sense of adventure or that sense of exploration, because you already know who you're going to become, what is that you want to do, right? It might sound good, but then it takes away the joy in life, because the joy in life is about experiencing things. It's about learning about yourself and growing and getting better and improving. And that's what this is all about. When I say learn to use what you already have, it's like get started. If you have a goal or dream, a passion or something you want to pursue, get started right now. Get started with what you already have access to. Because I understand like wanting to be in a position where you have absolutely everything that you need and you have all the answers and everything, but most people, 99.9% of people, are typically in a position where they don't have that, right? And that's okay, right? It's okay to learn. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fall on your face sometimes. But the most important part is for you to just smile and laugh and to continue pushing forward, because those are all steps to success. That is all part of the journey. Now, I want to use myself as an example to help highlight this for you guys, because I know at least over the past few months, right? Shout out to everyone who's been watching the videos and leaving comments and supporting me, right? It's been super motivational and, it's definitely been propelling me forward. And I've seen some of those comments of people who are saying that they wish they had the level of confidence that I had, that they wish that they can just get in front of a camera and record a video and share something that's passionate about them or something that's important to them with other people to help improve the lives of other people and to help people all around the world. And I tell those people, just get started, just do it. Because just as though these people were fearful of how they might look speaking in front of a camera and uploading the video on YouTube for everyone to see, what you need to remember is I felt those same fears too, right? I thought that it was weird speaking into a camera lens, because a camera lens isn't a person. It looks like an eyeball, right? Like, so it used to be scary for me. And it's like I would have a vision as far as how I want my video to be, but I could never fulfill that vision because I'm in the early stages of recording content, right? I don't have access to all the lighting and all the equipment and the backdrops and right, all that fancy stuff that a lot of the large content creators have access to. And so I could have had that be my excuse for never getting started. But you need to remember is, had I used that excuse and as my reason to not get started, still present day, I would have never gotten started. And I would not be in the position that I am 1 year later, having well over 100 subscribers and being so proud of the amount of support that you guys have given me. And just I just feel happy and blessed because I'm doing what I enjoy. I'm doing what I love, and I understand what I'm doing now is striving towards a larger purpose and a larger mission, right? This is when I decided to accept, you know what? I have more than enough. I have the things that I need, like the bare minimum things that I need. So let me get started, right? Because when it comes to creating content is just a matter of ideas, right? I can think of ideas and ideas flow to me easy and effortlessly. And then once I have an idea, the rest of the content for the video flows naturally because I'm full of ideas that can build off of different, like if I have a topic, I can create ideas and address them on the video. That's why usually my videos are one take because I can do it all in the spot because this flows easy and effortless to me, right? The next thing about videos is I needed a piece of equipment to record, right? And I have a camera, but if I didn't have a camera, I have a cell phone, right? And plenty of people create content off their cell phone. So even if I didn't have a camera, I could still work with that with a phone, right? I can, right? Even if you don't have a paid video editing software, you can still use a free one, right? You can still, or you can be like me and have very minimal editing and have it just be one entire video, right? Like, I'm saying all this because I want you to be resourceful. I want you to get comfortable to learn to use what you already have because you're not always going to have the answers, right? And if I continue using myself as an example, right? I used to question what made a content creator successful, right? I used to look at the thumbnail. I used to think it's all about the thumbnails. Like you have to have the best thumbnails in order to have people click your videos. But then I used to see videos go viral and videos be really successful with really bad thumbnails. Like I'm talking about thumbnails that like you can't even see the person on the thumbnail, or like you don't know what the thumbnail is, or right, like, or the thumbnail was just a random frame of the video of this person talking, and this person could be talking, you know, in the middle of the night, like it's midnight, and so you can't even see them, you can't even see their face, anything. And those videos were successful. Then I used to think it was about the title of the video because I used to see, you know, titles of videos always be capitalized and like, you know, some titles videos are written in all caps. And so I thought like, okay, well, that has to be the reason why YouTubers become successful because the title has to capture people's attention. Then I realized that there were some content creators that were successful without capitalizing any of their titles, right? Or content creators would have titles of video that made no sense compared to the video itself, right? That had no, right? Or like some titles that were just one word, right? So then I realized that it wasn't the title. So then I used to think, okay, it has to be the video itself, right? Like it has to be because these content creators have really nice videos with like production and lighting and everything. And I used to think that was true until I used to see videos of other content creators who they were definitely much older than me. So you can tell that they were not the most technologically savvy, but these were people that effectively looked like they had really low quality video and the camera was really zoomed in. And like this, it just looked like someone just grabbed the phone, hit record, and you know, they had their phone pointed at them as a selfie and they just spoke into the camera. And I've seen videos like that be successful. So then that's when I realized, okay, it's probably not the video itself. So then I used to think, okay, it has to be the audio. Now, of course, audio is important because if you have a video where you're speaking into the camera, then, you know, you want to make sure the audio gets captured. But I've watched videos that had horrible audio with a lot of background noise. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, right? The background noise. There's plenty of videos of people just speaking into a camera and there's so much background noise, even though you could still like hear the person, and those videos still did successful. So it sort of became like, you know, I used to think that I need to have all the boxes checked off in order for me to get started. But then I realized like there's so many people that are successful that are like spreading positivity and value to the world by simply just recording, by simply just doing the video and accepting that it's not going to be perfect, but acknowledging that as long as they deliver value and as long as they're proud of their work, that's all that matters. That there's going to be people out there that are going to support them and appreciate them for who they are. And that's the realization that I came to. I said, you know what? Why am I going to be concerned about not being fully ready or not having everything that I would like to have? it's like that shouldn't stop me from getting started, because at the end of the day, everything in life is always going to be a progression. There's going to be some things in life that you're just not going to be ready for, right? And another example that I like to give is, think about people who are first time parents, right? A lot of people who become parents oftentimes have very limited to no experience with babies or with children, right? And yet they learn on the fly. They eventually figure out what to do. Like, obviously they'll be ready with diapers and baby food and all that stuff, right? But you being a first time parent, I've never been that, but in the past couple months, my first nephew was born, and so I was assisting with helping him and whatever. And I've had pretty much no experience with babies prior, and I'm learning how to assist them, right? So it's like it's helping me prepare for the time that I have children whenever I'm ready to have a family, right? Like, it's things like that. Like, first time parents, of course, in 99% of the time are not going to be ever prepared or ready, but they still learn to do and use what they already have access to. And that's like just them being adults and mature and figuring out trial and error working with children, right? Like, it's we want to always feel prepared, but that's part of life, to sometimes go in and jump in without having all the answers and just saying, you know what, I'm gonna figure it out, right? And that's okay, and that's perfectly fine, and you're gonna make mistakes, but that's how you grow, that's how you improve, and you can be proud of yourself for doing the best that you can with what you have. See, a lot of times I also hear that from a lot of people, where a normal thing to ask humans is, oh, do you have any regrets about life? Do you regret this? Do you regret that? And it's like, if you are a good person and you've trusted your judgment for most of your life or your entire life, right? The reason why you shouldn't ever really say that you have any regrets is because I'm sure the version of you in the past that made whatever decision, I would like to think that that person was doing the best that they could, that person was making the best decision that they could with the information that they have access to. Because of course, if us right now, present day, if we were dropped back in those situations many years ago, right, we would probably do things differently. But that's because us right now, present day, we are not the same person as we were at that time, right? So it's easy for someone to say, yeah, I have regrets, I regret doing this, doing that, doing this. But like, if the earlier version of yourself did the best that they could, then you shouldn't feel that way, right? Because right now you're older, you're wiser, you're more intelligent, you're better, you're stronger, right? So of course you would do things differently than you would back then, right? So I say all this to remind you guys that with everything in life, it's just important to be resourceful, right? There are people out there who have significantly less than you, right? Who come from much more humble beginnings and have access to less resources, less things just in general in life, and they're still able to have a happy, successful, fulfilling life, or they're able to make the most out of what they have, or they're able to create the things that they need with the resources that they have available, right? And yet, there's many of us who have access to all the things that we absolutely need, even if it's bare minimum, and we still make excuses because it's not top tier equipment, or it's not upper echelon production, or right. Like, worry less about that and worry about the variables that you can control. Worry about the things that you can do, because I promise you, even if your video may not be the best, or let's just say you might stutter or make mistakes or do this or do that, right? As long as you are providing value to other people, as long as you are happy with your work and it means something to you, and you can be proud of what you do, then be comfortable with sharing that with the world. Be comfortable with, and this is with everything, right? Like, for a lot of people, before, if their goal is to open up a restaurant, there's a lot of people that've never had restaurant experience, but they've just loved cooking at home because they've cooked with their family members and they've learned from their grandparents or their parents, or they just developed a passion for it, and they make amazing meals, and they start selling their food on like Instagram or social media, and then that becomes like the dream, like that becomes a starting point for them, cooking out of their homes for people who want to purchase their food, and then eventually that is the building block for them to eventually get a food truck or get a restaurant, right? Like, it's never, you have to learn to use what you already have, is the moral of this video, right? you're never, it's very unlikely that you're going to be prepared with everything, right? So it's okay. It's absolutely okay to just to be resourceful, to just accept that you might not have everything, but to still believe that as long as you put one foot in front of the other, you're gonna make progress, right? If you have a goal or a dream, it's like you, as long as you make progress, you're gonna get there, right? So it doesn't matter if you're on a plane traveling to your destination, or if you're on a car traveling, you're on your traveling to your destination, or if you're crawling, right? Obviously, you'll get there faster on a plane compared to crawling, but crawling is still better than standing still, right? Crawling, you're still moving in the direction where you want to go, and that's still better than not doing anything and not making progress, right? A lot of people, they can have a goal or dream and they remain stationary their whole life because they think that they need to have all the answers before they even do anything, not knowing that if they were to just crawl each and every day, they'll get there eventually, and they'll definitely get there a lot sooner than standing, right? Because if you stand, you're never gonna make it to your destination, right? This is how it all works. So just be proud of the work that you do, and just do your best, and do your best with what you have, because at the end of the day, it's like no one's perfect. We're always learning, we're always getting better, we're always improving. And when you learn to use what you already have, then if a problem were to ever arise, it's like you'll still learn to be resourceful to find a solution. Learning to use what you have and become resourceful is training you to become solution oriented, where you're looking to find the answers or work towards the answers rather than being fixated on the problem. Because people that have not learned to be resourceful, have not learned to use what they already have, these are the people that are often stuck with the same problems for many years or many decades, right? And that's not going to be the case for you. You are going to be a problem solver, you are going to be solution oriented, and you are going to make the most out of what you have in this lifetime, right? Because we have a finite amount of time here on this planet, so might as well spend it doing the things that we enjoy rather than spend it not doing the things that we enjoy, right? Or just doing the things that don't make us happy, right? We are here to be happy, to experience outrageous joy. So if there's certain things that you absolutely want to do that like it lights your soul on fire, get started. Even if you feel as though you might not have everything, just give it a shot. Just try it. Just pursue it. Learn to use what you already have so that you can make progress towards where it is that you want to go. So that wraps up the video. If you enjoyed the video, do leave a like and subscribe as you're on the road to 1 million subscribers, guys. So once again, it's Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.